Dear students, it's for class 11th. Topic the address book snapshots. Page number 13. I followed the girl about along the passage an old-fashioned iron Hancon candle holder hung next to a mirror. We never used it because it was much more cumbersome than a single candlestick. "Won't you sit down?" asked the girl. She held open the door of the living room and I went inside past her. लड़की ने कहा कि आप अंदर नहीं आ सकोगे. मैं गया. I stopped horrified. I was in a room I knew and did not know. मैं कुछ नहीं जानता था. I found myself in the midst of things I did want to see again, but which oppressed me in the strange atmosphere, or because of the tasteless way everything was arranged, because of the ugly furniture or the muggy smell that hung there. I don't know, but I scarcely dared to look around me. The girl moved a chair. I sat down and started at the wooden table cloth. I rubbed it. My fingers grew warm from rubbing. I followed the lines of the pattern. Somewhere on the edge there should be a burn mark that had never been repaired. My mother will be back soon, said the girl. इसने कहा मेरी माँ अभी वापस आएगी. I have already made tea for her. मैंने इसके लिए चाय बनाई है. Will you have a cup? Thank you. I looked up. The girl put cups ready on the tea table. She had a broad back just like her mother. She poured tea from a white pot. All it had was a gold broad border on the lid. I remembered she opened a box and took some spoons out. That is a nice box. I heard my own voice. It was a strange voice, as though each sound was different in this room. Oh, you know about them. She had turned round and brought me my tea. She laughed. My mother says it is unique. We have got lots more. She pointed round the room. See for yourself. I had no need to follow her hand. I knew which things she meant. I just looked at the still life over the tea table. As a child, I had always fancied the apple on the pewter plate. We use it for everything, she said. Once we even had of the plates hanging there on the wall. I wanted to so much, but it wasn't anything special. I had found the burn marks on the tablecloth. The girl looked questioningly at me. Yes, I said, you get so used to touching all these lovely things in the house, you hardly look at them anymore. You only notice when something missing because it has to be repaired or because you have lent it. For example, again I heard the unnatural sound of my voice and I went on. I remember my mother once asked me if I would help her polish the silver. It was very long time ago and I was probably bored that day, or perhaps I had to stay at home because I was ill. As she had never asked me before, I asked her which silver she meant, and she replied, surprised, that it was the spoons, forks, and knives, of course. And there was the strange thing: I did not know the cutlery we ate of every day was silver. The girl laughed again. I bet you don't know it is either. I looked intently at her. What we ate with, she asked. Well, do you know? She hesitated. She walked to the sideboard and wanted to open a drawer. I will look. It is in here. I jumped up. I was forgetting the time. I must catch my train. She had her hand on the drawer. Don't you want to wait for my mother? No, I must go. I walked to the door. The girl pulled the driver open. I can find my own way. ने कहा कि आप मेरी माँ के लिए इंतज़ार नहीं करोगे मैंने कहा नहीं कि मुझे ट्रेन पकड़नी है और उसने मुझे जगह छोड़ी as walk down the passage जब मैं बाहर गया I heard the jingling of spoons and forks as the corner of the road I looked up at the name table, Marconi Street, it said. I had been at number 46. The address was correct, but now I didn't want to remember it anymore. I wouldn't go back there because the objects that are linked in your memory with the familiar life of former times instantly lose their value when served from them. You see them again in strange surroundings, and what should I have done with them in a small rented room where the shadows of black out paper still hung along the windows and no more than a handful of carefully fitted in the narrow table drawer, resolved to forget the address of all the things I had to forget that would be the easiest. The author tries to go again to the address in Marconi Street, number 46, when the author knocks at the door second time. A 15-year-old girl opens the door. On inquiry, the girl informs that her mother is out for some work. The author said to her that she would wait. The author decides never to remember the address. She feels that there is no point in remembering those things which have been dislodged from their place. They lose their value when placed in strange surroundings. So